Sitecore Email Experience Manager, or EXM, is used to create highly customizable email campaigns and make them both personal for customers. You can send out personalized email campaigns to segmented lists or use the email campaigns in marketing automation to target customers at specific points and different stages of the customer journey. The email marketing capabilities of Sitecore is part of the Sitecore Experience platform, and it relies heavily on the tracking, reporting, and segmentation options of the Sitecore Experience database. However, as a truly connected platform, the email campaign capabilities are also based on the Sitecore Experience Manager product in order to manage and personalize the emails as well as deliver the individually personalized messages to your customers. Email campaigns are managed through the Sitecore administrative interface served by the content management role. The campaigns are stored in the master database. There are two types of campaigns available in EXM. Regular email campaigns, where campaigns are associated with lists and emails are sent to the contacts in the list. And then there are automated email campaigns, which are used in marketing automation and forms. These are sent to individual contacts when they, for example, trigger goals, or may be sent programmatically using the client API. Regular email campaigns are contact lists and managed through the Sitecore List Manager. The List Manager caters for both imported and curated lists, as well as segmented lists where contacts are selected based on interactions and behavior or contact metadata. Both types of lists are based on the contact information stored in the Sitecore Experience database. The List Manager API uses the XConnect collection search service to retrieve contacts in the lists and segments. Email campaigns can be associated with multiple contact lists or segments, which both describes which contacts to include in the dispatch and optionally any contacts to explicitly exclude from the dispatch. When a marketer has finished creating the email campaign and set up personalization, possibly configured A/B testing, and associated the contact list, the campaign is ready for dispatch. There are multiple ways to start the dispatch of a regular email campaign. That is through a scheduled dispatch, or the editor triggers the dispatch directly in the Email Experience Manager. The first thing that happens is that the email campaign state is changed to queuing in the master database. Now, the content management role will read the identifiers of the contacts to send to using the List Manager API. The list of identifiers is the result of a segmentation defined by the marketer in the List Manager application, which is run against the XConnect collection search service. The business logic following criteria. First, it includes the contacts in the lists or segments specified on the email campaign. Secondly, it excludes the specifically excluded contacts, that is, contacts on the exclude lists associated with the campaign. Then it'll exclude the global opt-out contacts. These are contacts which have been manually added to a global opt-out list, which has subscribed from all newsletters or which previously has returned a hard bounce or a spam complaint. These contacts will therefore be excluded from all email campaigns. Then the XConnect business logic excludes the contacts marked with consent revoked or do not market in the Experience database. These are standard Sitecore flags, which can be set by any application and which says that the contact no longer gives his consent or do not wishes to be marketed to. The Sitecore Experience database automatically excludes these contacts to uphold anti-spam and privacy compliancy. Finally, XConnect will exclude any contacts where bounce counts are too high. This means that EXM continuously receives bounces on emails has continuously received bounces on emails going to this contact. By removing these contacts, we can save any charges for sending to invalid email addresses. Once these contacts are received from XConnect by the content management role, the contact identifiers are queued in the EXM database. Now the content management role will start the job of actually dispatching the emails to the contacts. First, by changing the state of the email campaign in the master database to sending. The dispatch itself happens on all core application roles configured to be dispatch servers. By default, this includes the content management server role. Since email dispatch can be a heavy and time-consuming task, running the dispatch on the content management role can affect the experience for editors and marketers, and affect the performance of other jobs running on this task, on this role, for example, publishing. Therefore, for scaling reasons, it's possible to set up one or more uh, optional dedicated dispatch roles. This means that the job of processing the contacts in the queue, generating the emails, and dispatching them can be scaled out to run on a number of dedicated roles. The dedicated dispatch role is a role configured as a content management role, but for EXM purposes, dedicated to processing and dispatching emails, and not to serve the email experience manager user interface. When the dispatch is started on the content management server, it will trigger the dispatch process on any dedicated dispatch roles, as well as potentially on the content management role itself. However, in the context of this video, the content management role is not configured to dispatch emails, but will serve the email EXM user interface and control the dispatch job. Now contacts are read in the EXM database in batches by the dispatch roles, and the batched contacts are loaded from the XConnect collection search service. The dispatch role now renders the email to be sent by sending an HTTP request and generating a page through the Sitecore rendering engine. Emails are generated from content in the master database. For simple personalized emails using basic token replacement, the email is generated once and cached for all contacts. For highly personalized emails, an HTTP request is sent and emails are rendered specifically for each contact. This makes scalability of the EXM dispatch roles quite significant. For reporting purposes, the dispatch role now saves a message on the message bus to update email address history, update the email address history facet. This message is handled by the content management role and updates the specific contact through the XConnect collection service. Now the dispatch role will send the email to a contact. Depending on the configuration, this can be done through a custom SMTP service or through the Sitecore email cloud service using SMTP. The dispatch role then saves an email sent interaction to the XConnect collection service. This records the email campaign on the individual contacts in the experience database and provides reporting in EXM and Sitecore and enables personalization across other channels. Finally, the dispatch role removes the contact from the dispatch queue in the EXM database. During the dispatch job, the content management role awaits the state of the job on all dispatch roles. When all dispatch roles are done and all contacts in the EXM database queue has been processed, the content management role changes the state of the email campaign in the master database to sent. The Sitecore email cloud service continuously maintains a list of emails which for various reasons it will refuse to send to. This could, for example, be because of complaints, bounces, invalid email addresses, etc. This is called the suppression list and is extremely important for reputation management and compliance. The suppression list is synchronized continuously to the content management and dispatch servers and stored in the EXM database. The suppression list is used in three places. During dispatch, to check whether a given contact is in the suppression list. Through the Email Experience Manager user interface, which allows manual additions, this means the local copy is updated and synchronized to the email cloud service. And finally, through the XConnect Collection Service plugin. This will make sure that the right to be forgotten feature of XConnect respects the Email Experience Manager. When the right to be forgotten is triggered on one or more contacts, the XConnect collection service stores a message in the messaging bus with the specific emails to forget. The content management server picks up the message and removes the emails from the suppression lists and synchronizes the list to the email cloud. The Sitecore Email Experience Manager can handle email bounces and spam complaints to avoid sending to these recipients again. This can reduce costs for sending email and also avoid Sitecore implementations from being blacklisted due to poor email reputation. In cases where the Sitecore Email Experience Manager is configured to use a custom SMTP service for dispatching emails, it is important to understand that there is no reputation management being done by the system. In other words, Sitecore will not respect spam complaints. However, there is an option to configure a custom POP3 service, which Sitecore will check for bounced emails. Please note that because of differences in email systems, the bounce checking is not absolute, and some invalid emails might fail to be reported as bounces. When using the email cloud service, the content management and dispatch role continuously receives bounces and spam complaints from the email cloud service. In both scenarios, the content management and dispatch role will update a queue in the EXM database to process spam complaints and/or bounces. The content management and dispatch roles continuously processes the queue in the EXM databases and passes the contact to the XConnect collection service, where it'll be added to the global opt-out list. XConnect will also remove the contact from any marketing lists it has been explicitly added to. When an email has been sent and the recipient opens the email, a request is sent to the Sitecore content delivery role. The request will return an empty 1x1 pixel image. When handling the request, the content delivery stores an open message in the messaging bus. The content management role will handle this message and stores an interaction for the contact with an open event in the XConnect collection service. An EXM specific XConnect collection service plugin runs on the XConnect collection service to update specific facets on the contact, which is used for reporting purposes. Now, all links in the email campaigns are links to a specific email experience manager tracking page. So when a recipient clicks an email link, the tracking page will use the standard Sitecore tracker to create an interaction for the contact and register a click page event. The tracking page will then redirect to the actual page in the link. The tracker uses the normal tracking and collection data flows, so on session end, the interaction is sent to the XConnect collection service. Just as with email open events, an EXM-specific XConnect collection service plugin runs on the XConnect collection service to update specific facets for reporting purposes. When recipients unsubscribes through the email campaign, the data flow is a little different as it needs to update the marketing lists in XDB. It is all triggered when by the recipient clicking an unsubscribe link in the email, which is handled by the Email Experience Manager link tracking page. This will then redirect the recipient to a specific Email Experience Manager unsubscribe handler, which first registers an unsubscribe page event through the tracker, which subsequently stores an unsubscribe message on the message bus and redirects the recipient to the user-friendly unsubscribe page. Once the session ends, the tracker will pass the interaction with the unsubscribe page event to the XConnect collection service and store it in XDB. This is used for analytics and reporting purposes. The unsubscribe message previously placed on the messaging bus is picked up by the content management role, and it will remove the lists from the contact using the XConnect collection service. Finally, it can send an email confirming the unsubscribe through the email cloud service or custom SMTP. It is important to note that the email experience manager does not include or introduce any specific roles for analytics, reporting, or insights. In other words, the email campaign analytics is based on the Sitecore Experience database, specifically processing and aggregation in the XDB processing and XDB reporting data served through the XDB reporting role. Please refer to the documentation or videos for processing or reporting for more information on these data flows and roles.